Maya, how are you? Can you tell me if the fan is too loud? Hi, Mojo. How was your birthday? Right. Wish me luck. I gotta pull the bangs back. And then I know that's gonna mess them up. Okay. We gotta do that so I can put on my makeup. Did you have lots of fun? The sound is good? Okay, good. Oh man, I'm almost out of my lashes. Oh my goodness. Crap, I'm kind of out of my lashes. Oh no. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I definitely had a weird week. I don't know how I feel about this Venus Jupiter conjunction that we're having. I never truly trust Jupiter ever since in 2009 when my friend died in my 11th my friend so there was a Jupiter Neptune conjunction on July 5th in 2009 and my friend died. And I was like my best friend, and I was like, yeah, I don't trust Jupiter. Like I never, and at the same time, it does technically rule my eighth house of death. So like, it doesn't rule the same for everybody else. One second, super chat questions available. Let me just make sure I put that for everybody, and we'll just kind of like put that off to the side, although aesthetically I don't like how that looks, but that's okay. That's still too big to me. Said no woman ever. No, I'm just joking. It was fun, been a busy week. It was, listen, how did you guys do on that full moon in Sagittarius? Did you, how did you guys do with that? I hated that. I hated that full moon so much. Of course, it hit my eighth house, which was like so painful. But it like made me also realize a lot of things. I had basically like a cathartic experience on an emotional level. And the eighth house is such an psychological house because it really made me realize my own patterns and my own like trauma and how I get like I don't know, attached too quickly and how that like sabotages myself. I don't know, does that make sense? Thanks, Courtney. Yeah, if you guys want me to do these like get ready with me's like every Saturday or something, I will commit to that if you guys want that. And then I feel like it's easier as well because not everybody wants to wait through an all signs to get their questions read, but like girl, yeah, I feel you. I also lost my dad. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, Jupiter, I just don't trust Jupiter. It's like for me, so if the eighth house is Christ, I know like I'm just sitting here talking about myself. Who cares, right? Who cares? But if the eighth house is crisis and I have Sagittarius in my eighth house and Jupiter is the greater benefic but rules my eighth house, it's like everything that shows up that I think is really good ends up being a lesson. Everything that shows up bad is a lesson, but somehow benefits me in the end. It's like the weird, I have a very odd relationship with Jupiter. I got betrayed. I hated it. Ugh. Girl, story of my life. How did you get betrayed? What happened? That full moon was a beast. Fourth house here. Been dealing with actual house issues trying to purge. So yours happened in a water house too. Yeah, I hated that. I hated that. But I'm really like, this is where Vedic astrology comes into play because, in Western, I'm a moon in Taurus in my first house, right? Can't hide my emotions, very like, And then in Vedic, obviously still moon in first house because the house doesn't really change. But I have moon in Aries. And like moon in Aries people, I find that they can get really reactive and then they're over it just as quick. Like that's where I resonate with my moon in Aries and Vedic, like for sure. Because I can have, like, I can be crying, laughing, maniacally, throwing up one night and then be perfectly fine in the morning. Like, oh, that was weird. You know, it was a good lesson. It's fucking crazy. What's up, Drew? Good morning, Karen. How did that full moon in Sag treat you? I mean, we're still on the heels of it, to be fair. Jupiter can expand things, but it comes with growing pains. Inventing new cuss words is a fun how. Okay. Thanks, Alice. Yeah, you know, this is the thing. Like, Jupiter is like, I feel like Saturn is like the hot but stern dad with like gray in his beard, and he's gonna be like really stern with you, but still, if you like do what he says, then you get a reward at the end, like a big dom daddy older guy. And then I feel like Jupiter is like his dominant son that's like a little bit more jovial and kind of fun and like takes you to parties. You know, but like you realize like, oh wow, I've been hanging out with a douche the whole night. My emotions have been all over. I thought there was something going on with the planet. Baby, there's always something going on with the planets. Pluto's retrograde. Mercury's getting ready to enter its shadow. We have all these planets in Cancer, so everybody's feeling a little bit more emotional, especially people with strong Sagittarius, Taurus, Libra, or Virgo, Gemini placements. So like half the zodiac, right? I don't like this. As Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, being my ruler in Cancer, absolutely hate it. I already have Venus in Scorpio, so I'm already like really really clingy and deeply emotional, but like I can hide it if I want to really well. I think, even though it's hard with moon in first house, but with Venus in Cancer, no hiding it. there's there is no hiding it, honey. There is no hiding it. Natal Jupiter in Aries. How do you feel like that manifests for you in real time, Karen? Jupiter is represented by Zeus. That is true. You know what I found out recently? I don't know if you guys have been kind of like keeping up with the astrology with like the conjunction that's going on between Uranus and Sedna. Okay, so Sedna basically, from what I gather, okay, like don't quote me on this, but basically, like the story of Sedna is she was married off to some guy, some like old guy or something. And she was like, oh my God, daddy, please, I don't want to marry him. Ew, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so her father like took her back and he was like, okay, like I won't make you do this, right? Thank God. And so they took like some kind of boat or ship together in the sea to like go back home or something like that. Okay. And then like something happened in the sea where it got like really crazy and really rocky. And in order for the father to save himself, he ended up throwing his daughter over the boat. And like you know, apparently that's how all of the creatures in the ocean or something like that were created. And she's like basically the girl and like he chopped off her fingers or something. Anyway, so basically she's like the girl at the bottom of the ocean. And I go, wow, what a cool story. I'm literally, you know, wrote a poem on my Where Dead Flowers Bloom like 2 years ago called The Girl at the Bottom of the Ocean. And then I go and look, I have Sedna exactly conjunct my ascendant. How cool is that? Astrology is so crazy. I also prefer Saturn, even though I just finished mine. Yeah, I really actually don't mind Saturn. I don't feel like Saturn is as bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, like, you know, Saturn has his moments. All right. He's definitely spanked me a few times and not in an enjoyable way. But um Saturn for me, and I think it's because, you know, in Greek mythology, Saturn and Venus are friends. And, you know, I am very Venus dominant ish, I guess, because I'm ruled by Venus in a lot of my placements. Anyway, so I feel like maybe that's why I get along with Saturn a little bit more, or I don't really like mind him, but I don't know. I don't mind Saturn. Plus, my favorite rising sign is Capricorn. Virgo, Sun, Mercury, Venus, South Node, and Rising. Oh, wow, that's a lot of Wow, so you be going through it with those Mercury retrogrades, Karen. I think it made me stronger to care for my family. Okay. Do you kind of feel like the leader of your family a little bit? By the way, if you guys want to book a super chat question, I'll leave the next 10 minutes open so you guys can still get 20% off. Just click the link in the pinned comment thingy. Yeah, I'm ready for things to calm down, but Uranus and Gemini, damn, I'm ready for Chiron to move already into Taurus June 19th. The great and the spirit is ready for a vacation. No. No thanks. Don't like Uranus and Gemini. Don't like it already. I look at Placidus. I don't really believe in whole sign house. But looking at Placidus, so I still have Uranus in my first house, technically. But it's giving me a taste of what Uranus in my second is gonna be like. I don't like it. I don't like it. Love Aquarius placements, not a huge fan of Uranus. You know what I did? You know when I did like Uranus is when Uranus was in Aries in my 12th. I loved that. That was incredible. That was honestly so like I figure I was listen, I don't know. I became like this crazy warrior survivor person. What's up, Lori? Saturn and Libra for me. Ooh, exalted. I love that. My daughter has Saturn and Libra in her first house. Poor baby. I feel like she kind of had to grow up a little fast. Okay. I'm Virgo with Jupiter in 11th house, and you know my blue moon went. Wow. I have Jupiter in the 11th too, but it's in the opposite side of Pisces. How you doing, Birdie? Tweet, tweet, baby. My last 5-year relationship, damn. I moved home for a relationship with my very funny life in Austin, Texas, to New Hampshire. I spent $10,000 to move only to find that he had a girlfriend. No way. This is why I do not agree to pay for things. I just don't. I don't do it anymore. I just don't do it anymore. Let me just say that. I'm not willing to make the investment anymore. Not financially, maybe emotionally and otherwise, but I'm never making a financial investment again. Never doing it to date or anything. No way. No. I also believe in like, you know, giving people a chance. But if they mess up, like if they like, you know, you can't hide how bad they messed up, right? Like if they really messed up in some way, like I don't know, maybe they stonewalled you, maybe they ghosted you, have to decide, right? But I will charge people an unblocking fee. Men and sometimes women, I will charge an unblocking fee. I'm sorry. At this point, you've shown me that you don't know how to get it together. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to conduct yourself like an adult. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to offer you my Cash App instead of a conversation. Because if you can't have the common decency to just apologize or be accountable and stop repeating dumb shit, I'm going to charge you an unblocking fee. That is how I feel. I just feel that way. And it's like, you have to figure out how bad was the offense. You know, sometimes if it wasn't like that serious, but serious enough, 50 bucks, maybe a little bit more, $100. Really serious, almost serious enough to like where they don't ever talk to you again, big money. I just can't because otherwise it's just, I end up regretting not doing that every time. Because I'm like, damn, I really didn't get out of this anything out of this again. Like, no, I don't care. I don't care. I'm almost 40 and I'm telling you, girls, please listen to me. I swear to God, please listen to me. I know it sounds insane. I know. My Jupiter is retrograde in Sag at a Sag degree. For me, it showed up in a difficult studying, learning journey. Like I usually learn everything on my own and not through educational institute. Well, that makes sense. I mean, Jupiter does rule higher learning and at a Sag degree nonetheless. That's so on par for that. Yeah, you guys go check out Lori's Etsy page. I'm sure she has it linked in her YouTube. How was last week's event? I believe it was Renaissance. Oh no, I went to a little Gothic convention. It was cool. Like I had a good time. It wasn't like all that or whatever, you know, but it was cool. I bought a new tarot deck. Okay, it's like these little like cute little ghosts. Okay. How cute. I like it, you know. And then did I get anything? There was like a couple cool artists there. I almost bought a painting and then I didn't do it, which is like crazy because usually that's the first thing I go to when I go for like go to some convention or whatever. I always go for the art. I love art. This is tricky when to pay, when not, when having same sex. Yeah, that one. I wish I honestly, I've only like had an actual relationship. Like I've had intercourse with women, but I have only had like two distinct relationships with women because men are always waiting around the corner. They're always waiting for you to get out of a relationship or they're waiting for you to like, I don't know. They're just always there, you know what I mean? So they become more, they become a little bit more easily accessible. Not like that's a bad thing, right? I think that men should be like to an extent initiating in these things. But I think with women, I think you just have to read the vibe. You know, like I used to date an older woman and she and her husband used to usually pay for everything. Man, you know, being a Venus and Scorpio, you really do experience the weirdest relation. But I have so much respect for them. I'm not saying anything bad. How was the you already okay, yeah. Not ever talking to them again, priceless. That too. You know, and that's when you have to use discernment on whether or not you feel like they deserve your time or not. You're like, if it's like not a huge deal, but it's big enough where you're like, ugh, what a turn off. I'm dry, buddy. Like, okay, maybe, right? But, and honestly, at the same time, if you really want to, like, let them fuck up and just get something out of it. Who cares? Just might as well get something out of it. You know what? And I am such a lover girl at heart. It took me so long to get to this point. Like, it took me, so I was like, well, maybe. Oh, no, he didn't mean it. They mean it. They know everything that they're doing. They're very intentional. Please do not let them fool you. Okay. So I understand that we are all delusional because we grew up with Disney movies and this is how it's supposed to be. And you're supposed to, and a prince is supposed to come save you instead of you saving yourself. And then you give up everything. Whatever. It's all a load of shit, dude. Just keep your head in the game. Look alive. Okay. Yep, everyone knows what they're doing, especially at this age. They know what they're doing at that age back there. I promise. Okay, they know. They know. And any man that gets offended by it, you just must be doing that then. Okay? Keep it to yourself. I don't care. Or how hard they were to get rid of, like that cancer a few years ago. Who? What cancer? Just told you everything about my Sagmoon experience in a Hipsy question. Gotcha. I'll check it out. Thank you, Lori. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and start that now. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. For me, oh, um, cardinal men, like cardinal signs, are very persistent and they're all spiteful. They just show it in different ways. Okay. They show it in different ways. Although I find that Cancer men tend to approach me the most. They really tend to approach me the most. Out of any other sign, they seem to be the most ballsy. you know, I feel like a lot of people talk about Cancer like, oh, pussies, or like, oh, they're I don't know, whiny crybabies. They're and like, okay, well, I don't know, because Cancer men are the ones that are the most persistent, or they're willing to like approach you, or approach me at least anyway. Like every time a guy approaches me, I'm like, are you a Cancer? I swear it's like 7 out of 10 times. I don't think I've ever had like an Aries man approach me. Well, maybe not in person. But Aries men seem to be like too involved with self, which I'm involved with self. I need you to be involved with myself as well. I can't do that. Oh, Lori, Hipsy, it's an automated thing, unfortunately. I have just been focused on building the life I don't need a vacation from. Ooh, bars. Bars. So what does that look like for you, Mojo? He had us married and I was not even sure I wanted to date him. I'm telling you, because they learn you emotionally. They're very perceptive. And sometimes they can make themselves feel like a big, blanket. And you're just like, oh, this is so cozy. And then you're like, I've been in this cancer's basement for the past 10 months. What is going on? Like, you wake up and it's like 10 months later. You're like, what is happening? How did I get here? So you just had your Venus return, or are you about to have it, Mojo? That's good, Mojo. That takes a really like long time. I am ready to see what this Venus Jupiter conjunction has in store though. Like, it's technically happening in my fourth house, even though in whole sign it's in my third. So I don't know. I'm not like a big fan of the fourth house, believe it or not. And I hate, my least favorite is, I hate the seventh house. I absolutely hate it. Ugh. I hate it so much. I really hate that. I hate having my ruler in the seventh house. I hate it. Because it's like, and I know I've said this before, but every time like a planet goes into your first house, it's opposing something on the other side. It's just annoying. Like, you can't enjoy whatever transit it is. He was from the past, so he had created this whole thing in his head. Hmm. Water, lake, or ocean, and passive income from deck sales, dividends, money, and the time to enjoy it by water, the dream. Ugh, 10 out of 10, no notes. I have my IC in Aquarius, dated an Aquarius moon for years. It was a nightmare. Really? Well, because it probably squared you. Squared your, if you have any other fixed placements, especially. I also attract a lot of Jupiter and Leo people. I noticed that as well. I don't know what that's about. I don't understand that fully, but I attract a lot of Cancers or Jupiter Leo people. Um, yeah, I would say those two placements seem to be pretty prominent. I don't I don't I'm not into Jupiter going into Leo, if I'm being 1,000% honest with you. It's going to square my ascendant, my descendant. It's going to oppose my natal. No, it's not. No, no, no. It's going to square my Pluto. It's going to square my Venus. It's going to square my moon. I'm not into it. I have a lot of fixed placements. I'm not into it. And it's just going to be in my fourth house. It's like that sometimes feels a little bit boring to me. Although I understand there's huge benefits of the fourth house. Like, please don't get it twisted. But I'm not like, oh my God, I love the fourth house. I don't know. Hawaii was not it though. Damn. Do you feel like you learned anything from being there though? Where's my phone? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. And like, what was it about Hawaii that you didn't like? I found the place, a lake in South Georgia, close to the ocean. Last, just building the empire to retire there and prepping the house here to sell. I want to buy an estate there. Ooh, good for you. That sounds like a dream, Mojo. I hope you get everything you want out of life, honestly. I made I did that little like there was a trend going around like a Stifler's mom trend, like you guys probably saw it, right? And I posted it. And then I posted on Instagram. I had no idea it was gonna blow up in the way that it did. And I cannot tell you the amount of like men in their 20s, like rabies at the mouth. And I understand that I may come off as a very like sexual person. I love my dark romance novels. I love my but I really feel like men really like they miss the plot a lot, and there's like they don't see anything else sometimes, especially men at that age. I'm just like, man, this is not, and it makes you, I mean, you're not like surprised by any means, but you're just like you get to a point where you just feel so overly sexualized. I don't know. It makes me feel like I can't, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Because I understand, like, I made the video or whatever. Like, I understand that, I was bound to get some commentary, but I just think I didn't know how bad it was or how bad it was going to be. Some guy messaged me and said, okay, just, it's really gross. So sorry. But he was like, I would drag my balls across glass for you to sit on my face. What? This is what we're messaging people? Oh my God. There's no way you're serious. You actually wrote that out and you sent that to me. And now I'm kind of regretting making the video because of how many there were. I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have made that video. I was just hopping on like a trend. I was like chipping in on the trend. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. Like, it's not funny. It's not. It's really not funny. You too, Corey. Have a great Saturday. I plan on flipping cards in the sun and publishing decks. You and Lori will have to come visit Paradise. Oh my God, that sounds awesome. Men always miss the plot. I am trying to have hope. Okay. I'm just trying to be a positive person. I am trying to be a positive person. Cause it's like I definitely used to be a content creator where I argued with men a lot to try to like make them see the error of their ways. Like I tried to argue with them a lot and make them see, and then I realized like when you do that, they completely shut down. And so I realized there's like a nut because I think like the ego is a little bit more prominent with men, and I think a lot of it is to do with like the patriarchy, and they basically set that system up for themselves. And I don't think it's healthy because the suicide rate for men is insane because they don't feel comfortable enough to express emotions. I mean, look how men treat each other. Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're a simp. When a guy shows any amount of emotion for himself or towards a woman that he loves, or if he's gay, God forbid. And it's like, who can possibly survive in an environment like that when I feel like a lot of women, not all women, are trying to encourage men to just go be gay. Like, you don't have to pretend to be attracted to women, or they're trying to encourage them to do more, chivalrous things or to show emotion. We like that as women. We like the vulnerability. And I don't really know how to help them, but at the same time I don't think it's my job to do that. I don't know. I don't really know what to do. Like, I could sit here I could sit here and just talk about how terrible they are. And I'll be honest, I would take back every person I ever dated that was a man because I am traumatized. But also saying things like that is not going to help. It's not going to help, and it's not going to be constructive because all they're going to do is just fight me on it. And nobody can see reason when their ego's in the way. But at the same time, it doesn't really feel like they're receptive. And so I don't know. I just kind of decided to stop arguing with them. Like, I'm not going to fight you. Like, I had made a post the other day about, um, like how you can tell if a man is in his wounded masculine. Okay, it's just my opinion. Okay, it wasn't like a hater post. I did the same thing for women. A signs a woman is in her wounded feminine, right? Man, the comments on the male's posts, on the men's posts, was so volatile. I mean, these men were so offended that I said, oh, if he's addicted to porn, or is constantly seeking validation outside of himself, or whatever, right? Whatever I said. And I mean, they were not receptive to it at all. They were bullying me in the comments. I mean, they were so mean. On the woman's post, women are like, oh yeah, there are a lot of things I need to learn. I feel like that's true. That definitely used to be me back then. I'm still working on it. And I'm just like, what? Like, I can't, I don't know. I don't know. It was just weird. No, don't regret anything. You do you. Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't take it back, but I'm like, what did I get out of that besides, like, you know, a PhD in narcissism? Not saying I'm a perfect person, goodness gracious. I've had my moments, but they can't take criticism. I mean, you reject a guy, and sometimes they get violent, or they want to kill you or something, or they will literally, like, for me, I've had a man who I freaking not just one either, but I rejected or didn't want anything to do with anymore, and that those men made my life a living hell for years. There's one still doing it right now. Still. It's like, it makes me not want to be involved with them because they can't take criticism, or they can't. I'm not saying all of them, okay? I'm not saying all of them. But from the ones I see, and then, like, I don't see any men in the comments saying, like, oh, you're being defensive. Why don't you take a look at yourself? Or, like, like, speaking out against it. So, like, what am I to believe if you're not speaking out against it, and you're not checking other men or informing other men about their behavior? I'm assuming that you agree with it. It's like, men holding other men accountable is so important, especially in this day and age, in this society, where now apparently they're making it legal to kill a woman in North Carolina legally if she has an IUD. Be so serious. Be so serious. Maybe that's the Cancer of Venus, and it just feels natural to genuinely care for someone romantically and not just fuck them. There's so much more to intimacy than what happens in the bedroom. Oh, for sure. Intimacy happens like 8 hours outside of the bedroom before it actually happens. What's up, Alexis? Hi. Women are taught to criticize themselves early on. Yes. We're told it's our fault if we get sexually assaulted. What were you wearing? Where were you? As if, like, you can't go somewhere and not, well, you went out somewhere. You should have expected that you were gonna get raped. Like, what? Wait, what? It's fucking crazy. But I don't know. I don't know what generation of men are gonna try to fix it. Hopefully a little bit from all generations, but there was this one guy where I was complaining about a man who was, you know, basically just very, like, he did something really terrible that was um uh he didn't force himself sexually on anyone. He just did something that he shouldn't have in a sexual manner, and it was like very morally wrong. Okay, and like I told this guy about it, and he's like, "Ah, well, guys just crack me up. We're always just thinking about our dick." Yeah, that's why people get raped and killed. That's not funny to me. That's literally not funny to me. Why is that funny? Why are you laughing? What's the joke? I don't get that. I don't understand why you think that's funny. What? And then now, because of that video, I have a bunch of male followers. And I noticed that this is something that has repeated in my life where as much as I want female followers, I tend to get a lot of male followers. And so it always kind of makes me wonder if it's a part of my calling to influence men in some way, but I don't really know how to do it. I don't know if I can take it because they're so mean. I can't take it. I mean, women can be mean too, okay? But usually it's men that are very cruel to me. Ed, what's up, Ed? It seems most men can't have any personal evaluation critique of themselves, much less other men. Yeah, but like, you know what? You guys are so, men are so capable of, I mean, men in their most gorgeous form. Oh my God. What an incredible species. Like, honestly. Ugh. A man truly in his like his masculine energy where he can like let go of his ego and just like be that safe, right, you know, and he deserves to have someone to lean on as well. But I mean, truly a stunning sight to see. I mean, it really is. And I feel like men would be so much more happy in that frame of mind than what they have been. I really do. But men are just telling other men that that's not the way and that they should manipulate and be mean to women in order to get them to whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy how the patriarchy has influenced them to take such an odd turn against their true nature. Thanks, Donald. Hi, Ed. I love you. I hope you're doing okay. Deborah, I'm the queen of one first dates because I won't sleep with a guy on the first date. It's crazy. Yeah, you know, but I'm also a firm believer that, like, if you do, if a man likes you, he likes you. You know what I'm saying? And he's not really gonna give a fuck whether or not you sleep with him on the first date. He's really not. If he really really likes you, he doesn't care. But it's not always about him either. You know, it's about you and your morals and your standards. And so, for me, I don't know how to feel. I don't even think I know what to think about it all, honestly. I feel like I need espresso in this coffee. I might go down there and get some espresso in there. I'm terrible for the male ego. Good. Matter of fact, be horrible. I've changed countries and he's still stalking me online. Girl, mine has gone past the point of online. It has. I'll never speak of it because you guys wouldn't even believe me if I told you. But I will say a man with a wounded ego because you do not want him is hands down one of the scariest and weirdest things I have ever experienced. For me, I'm just going to walk away, you know, personally. Like if it's not here, it's just not here. You know what I mean? Even if you say something bad about me, I really don't care that much. It's all good. I've had bigger ego deaths. I'm just going to move on. Allow yourself to just have an ego death, buddy. It's just never that serious. It's really not. That karma is vicious. I slept with my now husband on the first date. See? That's what I've found with the voice thing. I apparently sound safe and comforting, like daddy telling a bedtime story. That seems to be the thing for my content creation ladies out there. I love it. Yeah, for sure. You know, for sure. I get that. Okay, let me go and grab, I'm gonna answer some super chat questions here in just a second when I get back. I'll probably answer a few and then do my makeup a little. I'm trying to go to a book thing today, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. Let me think. Because my daughter has an event to go to this evening. I don't think I'm gonna have time. I can try, but I don't know. Okay, give me just one. I don't think I'm gonna have time because I want to help my daughter get ready. She has like this big event thing, and I really want to be there to like do her makeup and her hair and make her feel pretty. You know, I really want to do that for her. What is it about the event? It's just like a dance, like an end of the year dance thing that she's going to. Okay, let me go put some espresso in this and then I'll answer some super chat questions. If you guys want to do a super chat question, just click the pinned comment in the chat section. I'll be right back. I was definitely, I'm an okay mom. I was not great when I was an alcoholic, though. I will tell you that. I've tried to salvage myself and do better. Sorry about that. Thanks, Maya. Will you go live later? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll go live in the car when I'm waiting for my daughter to get out of her dance. Okay, let me shuffle really quick. That's the point, though. There's apparently nothing more sexy than a man who has actually done the work. They're soft and powerful people, but not egotistical. I have my faults, but that's my goal. Yeah. I've known V for pretty much her entire 30s, and she's doing amazing as a... I love you, Ed. Yeah, Ed knows me longer than any of y'all have. Okay. Ed has seen it all. Okay, putting it fucking lightly. Honestly. I am, yes. I'm gonna be here. I want to make her feel gorgeous. It's her last little dance of the year, and didn't she freaking goes to high school? Oh my god, I can't even believe it. So I'm gonna curl her hair. I'm gonna do her makeup. I'm gonna make her look absolutely stunning. Okay, let me do a couple of these super chat questions really quick. Okay, number one. Okay, let me see. If you ever find yourself in this connection where you feel like you're seeking out some kind of validation, don't. It's saying that the most like validation or attention that you're going to get from this man is when you're truly and authentically being you. And I'm talking about like your inner child, your identity, even the emotions that you tend to hide. I don't think that that is going to scare him by any means. Tell me about that Six of Wands reversed. The Justice reversed. Yeah, I would be cautious of again when you're feeling invalidated or there's some kind of like vibe around feeling like oh questioning yourself or thinking that something isn't mutual. It's asking you to regain your confidence and try to remember who you are and not operate from a place of lack or operate from a place of like oh well he did this before and he didn't do this, so what did I do wrong, how do I fix it? Not saying he's going to make you necessarily do that or anything, but it's trying to remember you to center yourself in this connection. Let me see, one sec. I think that as far as he goes, I think whether you realize it or not, with that Three of Swords, Page of Swords reverse and the Strength card, I think that this is somebody who tends to assume a lot of things or get in their head or assume or whatever and tends to hurt themselves based on their own thought process. Although I think that he may tend to hide it. Um, and so I think it's more so just something to kind of be warned about. What's the advice for my number one here? The Four of Cups. Nobody's perfect. Okay, that might be something it's warning you for the future. If you ever get to a point where you feel like he's ungrateful or something like that, that's definitely something to look into. It's also asking you to make sure that like your goals are aligned, your spiritual, religious beliefs, political beliefs, your genuine values, whatever that looks like, right? So for instance, I know that I could never not date a provider. Not doing it. Okay. Now, if I get with a guy and that's against his values, it's not going to work, right? So what are those things about you? What are those values that you hold dear that you're really not ever willing to compromise on? It's saying don't compromise on them. Okay? But I think this connection can make you very happy as long as you don't go seeking out his validation or chasing his validation. Because you might lose yourself if you do that. Okay. Thank you, number one. Okay, let's see number two. Okay, what's the best strategy? Knight of Swords reversed. Okay, so there's something about evolution here. Okay. If you used to go into a certain mind frame regarding other jobs, companies, cold approaching, whatever it is, if you went in with like a certain mind frame where you just were kind of like more so going with the flow instead of like asking questions, being a little bit more I don't know if persuasive is the right word, but persistent, things like that. So if before maybe you were a little bit timid or you just went with the flow, this is not the time for that. I think with this 10 of Wands and the Death card, the way that you approach this is through responsibility and the belief that you are worth it, and that the uh, uh, that the work will be worth it in the end. Because it's saying like there's some kind of evolution that's trying to take place in the way that you approach work, and the way that you approach the workforce, and the way that you approach your job. And so it's like like the 10 of Wands, he can't see that he's very close to accomplishing a goal. He doesn't, but he keeps the faith. He keeps the belief, even the delusion in his mind that something is going to work out. So to me, a lot of it is about confidence, and everything that you've learned up until this point. It's saying you have all of the knowledge to approach this in a more evolved or mature or transformative way than before. Like, especially if you've just kind of gone with the flow before, or um you just, I don't know, took their word for something, or you know what I mean, like that is something about that's not going to work anymore. Thank you, number two. And then we're going to do number three, and then I'm going to continue to do my makeup here. Number three. Okay, let's see. A positive change coming in for number three. Show me only the positive. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Strength card. If you felt like work or something in regards to your health, something in regards to your reputation, anything to do with your 3D reality, maybe you've been feeling a little bit more self-conscious. Maybe you've been feeling like things aren't moving as fast as you'd like them to. I feel like it was trying to teach you something, or it was trying to build a healthy sense of confidence as opposed to ego. So you may have felt like in the recent past that something had humbled you a little bit. It's because it's trying to grasp your genuine confidence from the root, rip it out, and replant it in a way that's going to serve you in the end. So I see you becoming more confident here finding maybe even something that you're very passionate about. Yeah, Page of Cups. You may get a love offer if you're single. And if it's not love, then there can be some kind of creativity that's getting ready to bloom here. Queen of Pentacles. This can be like a relationship that turns into something a lot more stable, or you can find that you can monetize your creative abilities in a way that's going to work for you. And this is also very much about you taking care of yourself. It looks like, remember when I told you that something about your 3D reality was kind of, maybe it took a hit again, maybe it was your health, maybe it was your, what's going on here, maybe it was your health, maybe it was your business, maybe it was your money, maybe it was your reputation, something like that. It's starting to take off, but it's going to be through the filter of new endeavors or new opportunities that are being offered or that you're creating for yourself. So basically, to summarize, after something has been very stagnant for a while, it was trying to teach you true confidence, even though it may have been humbling. I feel like true confidence is bred from humbling experiences. Ego is bred from the opposite. And so with that Page of Cups and that Queen of Pentacles, now through new opportunity, either that you're creating or being offered, it's leading to some level of stability in your life. Your advice is the Justice reverse. So this is about making logical decisions. Logical decisions, decisions that make sense. Okay, sorry about that. We'll get back to that in just a minute. What's up, Donna? I tried to give myself a love offer. I was quickly shut down. Oh. Ed, are you still here? Oh man, did I forget my highlighter? No. Oh, I'm sorry, Mojo. I hope it goes okay. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. How have you been? Tell me about your life, Edward. God, I just look tired. I did not like that Mars in my 12th house. Disgusting. It like ruined my sleep. I really try to like Mars, but, and they're like, oh, if you have a night chart, like Mars is more beneficial. Like, yeah, I guess, but I just don't like the way he goes about things. Although I will say this, okay, now I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Eris, okay, or aka Mars in Greek mythology, was the only one that like didn't rape somebody. Is that true? Poseidon was disgusting. He was gross. And apparently Aphrodite had a freaking affair with Hermes. You got laid off? Are you looking for a job that doesn't pay again? I'm just joking. Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys know. You guys are following a tarot channel after all. Because it's like, I saw it on Instagram. It's like, you never can really trust what somebody says online, you know? Like, okay. I'm retired from that life. Can't say I blame you, buddy. Medusa's story is hell yeah. Medusa's story is so tragic. Love you too, Ed. I was just teasing. You know what? Let's ask ChatGPT. Is it true that the god Eris, aka Mars, was the only god that did not sexually assault one of the goddesses or whatever? So Eris killed a rapist. So it says among the major Olympian gods, Eris has a surprisingly clean record regarding sexual violence compared with Zeus, Poseidon, Apollo, Hermes. And don't tell me Hermes sexually assaulted. That would break my heart. I like Hermes. In surviving myths, he is not known for rape and is sometimes portrayed as defending women from it. Ooh, I like him. That's why he's Venus's lover. It's got to be it. Or whatever. I want to give Medusa a hug, but then I would be turned to stone. Shit, the way my life's going, honey, stone me out. Stone me out, baby. Hermes the god or Hermes the Edward! Don't ask stupid questions. Hermes the accessory. You're done here. Don't encourage him, Mojo. Anyway, what else do we have? Ew, we have speaking of Hermes, we do have Mercury square Saturn the same day that Venus is exact conjunct Jupiter. See, I just don't trust that day. I'm really trying to keep the faith. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's just like some hard conversation going on in the background that leads to, fucking gooey goodness. And Lilith is also making an opposition to the sun that day as well. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's like it almost feels like we're bucking up against some kind of like patriarchal system. Because if Venus is the feminine, right? Conjunct Jupiter, the greater benefic, knowledge, uh, higher perspective, God, is kind of like the vibe because it has associations with the ninth house. The feminine coming into that. And then Mercury squaring Saturn, the patriarchy, basically, right? Saturn kind of represents that, in my opinion. And then the sun is like a masculine solar figure. Lilith is the rebellious feminine, so to speak. And so I think that's kind of interesting to look at, like if you really think about it. Feels like there's some kind of like feminine rebellion going on here. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that. I don't know, something. What's happening for me? Mars is in my first house, making a sextile to my natal Jupiter in the 11th that day. Mercury is in my third, making a trine to my natal Venus and Scorpio in the 7th. But it's also squaring my natal Mercury in the 6th. And then the sun in my second is making an opposition to Uranus in Sag in my natal 8th. It was an Ariana Grande joke. A more matriarchal society norm is coming worldwide. Watch for it. Oh, baby, watch for it. I'm trying to be a part of it. Yeah, you know, I feel like men had their time. You know, you guys have been doing great, sweetie. Maybe it's time for someone else to take over now. Look at the world we live in. Oh, horrendous. I don't understand none of that. Well, what do you want to understand? What do you want to know? See, I just assume that people that watch tarot are also into astrology, but it's not always the case. Okay, you see this fan? The fan is a paid actress. I gotta tell y'all, like, that freaking Accutane really does work. I have not had any freaking breakouts. But it does make your skin pretty dry, but I feel like it's kind of worth it. I am a newbie in all of that. Well, I will say this. Tarot is only so much under the umbrella of the occult mysteries. If I could recommend anything to you, I would definitely recommend that you learn more about astrology, therein being able to understand, not necessarily justify, but understand more things about yourself, and the complexities of you. And, you know, because it's not like, astrology is not like, oh, this is fated and this is it. And like if somebody has Mars square Pluto in their chart or something like that, you know, some people may look at that and be like, oh my God, this is a violent, terrible person. That's not true, you know. It depends on what you do with that energy. You may be a little bit more prone to maybe, I don't know, outbursts, or I don't know, maybe you have some suppressed sexual urges, or I don't know, whatever, right? But like it's all on what you do with it. And it really helps you understand yourself so much better. Like I felt saved when I learned that I had a Venus in Scorpio. I was like, oh my God, that explains so much. And then it like helps to teach you kind of how to learn it and unlearn certain shadow parts about whatever placement that you're looking at. I think my biggest pet peeve in astrology is when like someone will leave a comment, right? And every sign has done this, but they'll be, you know, let's say Aquarius or whatever. Like they'll leave a comment on my channel and they'll be like, Aquarius never chases. Really? Not one, not a single Aquarius has ever chased anyone, because I was with an Aquarius for 5 years that chased the shit out of me, and that's how he got me, like in a crazy way. I hate when people try to generalize that, because you're not just one placement, and people sound so stupid. when they make comments like that. You sound so dumb. People start treating it like a damn cult or something. Who do you feel is most compatible with Cancer risings? Taurus risings. That's just my opinion. I think Taurus and Cancer are very similar. Hold on, let me think. Definitely not Aquarius risings. I don't think that that would be a thing, but I could be wrong. I think also Sagittarius rising would be like very, very exciting for the both of you to be around, but in the end I don't know how well that would work because those signs kind of in conjunct each other. Jupiter and Scorpio. I mean, I think a lot of these people really learn through intimacy with others and their connections with others. I think that they tend to be or want to even expand their knowledge on a lot of like occult mysteries or things like that. But I think these people, they learn through the hardest times. Like they tend to, what's the best way I can put it? Like when life takes them through the trenches, they can really become incredible mentors for other people. And like because Scorpio is such darkness and transformation and crisis and secrets and sex and merging and all of these things, and these people you know, they can even end up working in things like you know, helping other people make money, or they can become day traders, you know, people who work in like stocks, work with stocks and things like that, or anything to do with like other people's money, insurance. I feel like but these people are usually very knowledgeable in crisis or anything on the darker side, I would say. Leo sun and Scorpio sun. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think that those two would like each other very much. But again, you have to look at the whole chart, right? Because just because two sun signs are not compatible doesn't mean you don't have other things that are compatible. Being a Scorpio, I agree. It was fun fishing swimming. I'm an Aquarius. I would chase, but I would not compete for attention. Maybe that was Scorpio and Mars, though definitely not my sun sign. The Aquarius I dated absolutely was willing to compete. I mean, I would like he was a stalker, okay? I would literally post like I was out with my friends or something like that. He would recognize the background and show up, sit down next to me, order a drink, and never say a word. Oh, okay. And I remember my friends being like, "Are you okay?" As far as Venus signs go, though, I really think I need another Venus in Scorpio. Maybe a Venus in Taurus, but I dated a Venus in Taurus before and scared the shit out of me. They will treat you like you are their possession. And if you step out of that, they will find a way Like, and they'll find a way to like entrap you sometimes. That Venus and Taurus, like a low vibe, or like the shadow side of Venus and Taurus, super scary. Like sometimes they will try to find ways to have financial entanglements with you in order to possess you or to keep you. Or they will try to buy your love and punish you if you do not reciprocate. I've only from experience. You know, it can be a little, I get wary of Taurus placements. I think Taurus people can be the scariest. That's just my opinion. Okay. Taurus people, one of my mods is a Taurus. Absolutely love her. She's terrifying. She just so happens to be on my side. I'm okay with that, you know? But they can be the most jealous, possessive, and I'm saying this as a Taurus rising, Taurus moon, but they can be the most possessive, jealous, scary stalkers you've ever met in your life. I mean, they can really get obsessed with you. I mean, it is terrifying. Like, people are all scared of Scorpios. Have you met their sister sign Taurus by any fucking chance? Once they have their sights set on you and they have decided, no, you're mine, there's almost no escaping it. And if you have made it very clear that there is no way that they can have access to you, they will try to make your life a living hell. It is absolutely insane. It is so fucking crazy. Not all of them. There's a lot of Taurus placements that are absolutely some of the best people I've ever met in my life. But the shadow side of Taurus, fucking forget it. Absolutely forget it. I'd rather deal with the Scorpio stellium, honestly. I feel like I know how to handle that. I know how to handle Scorpios. My Venus is in Virgo. Oh, I love Venus and Virgo. Venus and Virgo, they speak my love language. Very much acts of service. Oh, I guess I got to do these lashes. Literally my least favorite part. Donna, when you're saying like you're talking about your placements, it's never the sign in the planet. It's the planet in the sign. A sign can't be in a planet. A planet has to be in the sign. Just FYI when you're trying to tell people about your placements just for the near future. What's up, LT? I'm Venus and Scorpio. That's why she gets along with me. Period. Venus and Scorpios, we are the best. Although I did date one before when I was like 19 and he kidnapped me. So I don't know. I don't know. He dead ass kidnapped me and would not let me use my phone. It was so scary. And this went on for a very long time. Okay. I was like, and he was also a Virgo like me. It was terrifying. It was one of the terrifying moments of my life. Okay. Um, as a Scorpio, I fall deeply in love easily. Yeah, me too. That's why I definitely have learned something about myself during this full moon in Sagittarius. No. Like, I think because, like, for me, I haven't felt safe almost my entire life. I've been in like constant survival mode. So when somebody shows up as like my exact, like the epitome of what I want, and they feel safe and I feel like I can, rest easy, and now I can finally relax. It's kind of like poking a dam, just tapping a dam, and it just like it all coming out. And I think it's because I've like suppressed these parts of me, because I've like lived in survival mode and been, oh, I've been betrayed and blah, 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 poor me, whatever. I'm not trying to play the victim. I'm just talking about my experience. And so when I feel like I can finally connect with somebody on that deep level and I feel safe, it's just like and I leak it out everywhere. And then when I realize, oh, this person is not safe, I'm like scrambling to put all the water back in. Does that make sense? So Venus and Scorpio, I have to be my Venus and Scorpio, I have to be really careful with that, especially because I'm ruled by Venus. That literally is me. So I had to be so careful because I want to believe so bad. I want to believe that there's good in like men or people that I'm willing to just be delusional, and like that's not healthy. So I learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself during this full moon in Sagittarius. God, I do not like that. I can't believe I need to get new eyelashes already. Eh. Oh my God. Ow. You're very trusting, and sometimes it comes back to bite you like a fucking idiot. Absolutely, it does. I mean, what an idiot. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me, Ed? It kind of reminds me of like an like a undeveloped, like an emotional underdeveloped child. You know, and I think that you know me so well. Like I think that you would kind of agree with that. Ugh, I can't believe I'm out of my 12s. Basically, you know, you intimidate people, brains and beauty. Well, I'm not trying to. I try to make people feel comfortable. Yep. And like that's weird, right? It's like, why am I so emotionally underdeveloped? I don't feel like I am mentally, but my heart tends to override my mind a lot. And so I'm trying to really work on that. That Cancer Venus South Node. Ow. Well, Ed, I will say I'm glad I trusted you because that was definitely a win for me. You're spoken of very highly in this house. You and Poet were the only, well, and B Tip, the only ones that were worth trusting in the end. The only ones, honey. What's up, Dominic? I have to be careful not to lose myself in relationships. Like a big teddy bear with claws and teeth, it's tough not to be overly nurturing immediately. Yeah, I get that. I definitely understand that. I can relate to that pretty well. I mean, I wouldn't say I can be, you know what? I wouldn't say I'm overly nurturing. I think I become nurturing when I'm in a relationship, but I think that I can be a little I'm very giving. Okay, let me preface this. Okay, I am very giving in my relationships. I pour and I pour abundantly. However, I am a little self centered. I need my emotions met. I tend to be a little demanding. And to be honest with you, I am not going to change it ever. I'm not going to change it. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can. I've also come to the conclusion because I was trying to figure out this past week. I was like, how can I not be me? How can I stop being so intense? It's like maybe I don't need to like stop being so intense. Maybe I just need to have more discernment about who I allow to see that intensity. Because people will they will weaponize that against you. And another thing, I really inflate somebody's ego when I'm dating them. I don't need to do that anymore. I'm so done doing that. Cuz they forget who came to who. Please do not. Like, okay, now I have to put my hard ass hat on. Great, which is not me. I mean, it can be. Why do my girls, do you have that issues too if you wear fake eyelashes sometimes? Does one eye like always look better than the other? B, when you intimidate folks, it's a them problem, not a V problem, just the strong earth in your chart. That earth is strong, baby. Goodness gracious, that earth is strong. And thanks, Mojo. I appreciate it. Giving and possessive, she latches on and nobody else can have you. Nope. Even if you're my friend, like poet will never escape my grip, and neither would. And you're terrible at returning messages. No, I am. I was gonna say no, I'm not, but that would just be a fucking lie. You're absolutely right, I am. Woo! What's up, underdog? That part, wait, which part? I've said so much in between. We're loving and trusting people until intuitive trait reveals itself. Your priorities and views will change in your 40s. Ugh. I don't want to think about it. I only have a few more months in my 30s, and all I can unfortunately think about is all of my 30s and my 20s and how much I wasted it on people that just didn't deserve it. You know, and there are some people I didn't deserve either, if we're being totally honest. And you know what? I was not the best person in my early 30s. I mean, I was definitely in survival mode, but I wish I would have found a better way to deal with my shit. Ew. Thanks, Dreamer. No, Lori, I'm trying to keep you. I miss complexity. I wish we would see more of her in my chat. I asked her the other day why she hasn't been to work. Being discerning and not letting everyone see the intensity. Yeah, that's so hard. Because I'm fucking crazy. I am I am fucking crazy. Like listen to me. If I love you that much, I'll drink your fucking blood, bitch. I don't care. I will literally. Okay. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean? Like woo, buddy. Okay. Well, is this not gonna turn off? Okay, I can't with the bangs flying all over the place. How do I know if I have a stellium in your chart? If you have 3 or more planets in either one house or one sign. So for instance, I have the sun, Pluto, Mercury, all in my 6th house. So that would be a 6th house stellium. Let's say you have, I don't know, Saturn, Uranus, and Mercury all in Sagittarius. Then that would be a Sagittarius stellium. Everyone is crazy. Some just hide it better. 3 planets, yeah. I can hide it until I can't. If I want you to see it, it's because I want you. If you see it, it's because I wanted you to see it. God, I gotta be honest. I am so glad I do not have that freaking bleach blonde hair anymore. And I'm so glad I got rid of the freaking extensions. Okay, these bangs are driving me insane. Gemini and Capricorn stelliums. What an insane combo. Your Capricorn is working overtime. Those Capricorn placements trying to rile up those Gemini placements got to be diabolical. I hate my 6th house stellium. Actually, you know what? Let me do some of these super chat questions really quick. Ew. I'm just sitting here yapping away. I'm sure people are like, yeah, I need my cards read. All right, let's see. All right. We have number 4. Oh, thank you so much, Mojo. Or, sorry. Oh no, what did I just get all over my... Oh man. Okay. Okay, let's see. Show me the good coming in June for number 4. King of Cups reversed with the Hangman. If there's something that you've been emotionally holding on to for a while, or feeling like emotionally blocked, or creatively uninspired, or something like that, it seems to me like something is becoming your muse, or you're starting to view life or love or creativity in a different way, and you're seeing something from a different perspective, and it's allowing you to surrender it. You know what it almost feels like, number 4? It feels like something being blocked for a while, like a tube. Like I'm envisioning like a tube or something like stuck in a tube, and then like something is just like it's pulled out, maybe a little bit slowly, and like it just starts pouring out a little bit. Show me more. Wondering if this has something to do with what's going on in Cancer right now. The Justice and the Ten of Swords. If you feel like you were wronged and you kept your conscience pretty clear, you know, or somebody screwed you over, or there was some kind of betrayal or something like that, I feel like you're going to get justice. It's going to feel like things are finally coming together despite what you've been through. Yeah, look at that. If somebody like sabotaged a celebration or your home, or somebody was playing mind games with you regarding a relationship or something like that, that could be what this is in regards to. If you're dealing with any kind of court matters, it's likely that they'll go in your favor. But just regardless, if you feel like you've been wronged in some kind of way, I feel like that's getting ready to turn around. The Seven of Pentacles reversed. The Ace of Pentacles reversed. So if you've been kind of deliberating between different opportunities or a different opportunity, I feel like you're going to be able to finally see or adjust your decisions based on what you're seeing regarding some kind of potential investment or what you've been investing into. So to put it simply, you finally see what's working and what's not. And based on what it is that you're perceiving, you're able to make a decision on what opportunities are actually going to be conducive for you to build, if that makes sense. You know, and this can be something as simple as like budgeting, even saving money, maybe. Can I get some advice here? The Eight of Pentacles reverse. I want you to switch something up about your work this June. Switch something up, do something different. Because you may kind of feel complacent a little bit to a degree, or it just feels like something about your routine or your career or your reputation or something like that. It's asking you, are you still invested in the way that you're maybe showing up, or the way that you're working, the way that you're providing content, or whatever it is? Does this still ring true for you? And if not, what adjustments need to be made? Because if you just keep like going about some routine, like, you know, sleep, shit, eat, whatever, like, so, like you're gonna get bored. And so I feel like something needs to change. And also be cautious of being too hard on yourself, because you may find yourself this June, like, especially because your ruler is going to go retrograde this month, and it's going to be in shadow from the middle of June. And so you may start to kind of pick at yourself a little bit, and even find yourself getting a little emotional about certain things. Try not to pick at yourself. Just understand what's worth your time, what's worth it investing in, what's worth working on, and what's not. Number 5. All right, number 5. Okay, for the first question, how will the chat go? The Queen of Cups reversed. I feel like you're going to be suspicious. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like, you may feel like you're not really going to be able to trust this person. You may feel a little emotionally confused or even a bit sensitive to this person and their reactions, or because you may feel like things aren't really moving in the way that you want with that Knight of Pentacles reverse. Like, you could be very concerned on what this person thinks of you, or, you know, why isn't there any consistency, or, and you could just kind of feel like you're just waiting for things to move forward. And there's like gonna be some fear that it's not. You know, at the least, it can just be a little bit self-conscious or feeling a little touchy or sensitive around a topic, and like still trying to see where it goes. Show me his energy in this conversation towards my number 5. The King of Swords reversed. Page of Swords reversed. The World reversed. I'm taking pop-outs too. Tell me about that King of Swords reversed. I would not, listen, there's a reason why you're gonna, I know it sounds shitty, okay? But there's a reason why your intuition may be telling you, like, don't trust this person or something, because I feel like it's trying to warn you. I don't think that this person is 1,000% authentic or truthful. If anything, I don't think that, at the least, you know, this person may not just have a clue on what to say. But to me, with that Justice reverse, it feels like this person is trying to maybe avoid some level of responsibility by gaslighting you about a past situation or about some kind of injustice that had occurred. And it doesn't really feel like they're being open-minded or being very open to logical and informative communication regarding some kind of unfinished business that the two of you have. What's her advice for that one? Because he seems a little closed off. 6 of Swords. Why? The 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. I don't really know if this is going to go the way that you want. It's honestly telling you to move on. Or if you're not, if you don't want to do that, then you're just going to have to try to avoid any kind of game playing or mind games or anything like that, and focusing on your own sense of independence, not codependence. Focusing on yourself, your beauty, your, again, your independence, you know, being okay with standing on your own 2 feet. And I know that you are. I'm not saying that you're not. This is just what the 9 of Pentacles can represent, trying to enjoy your life. The 9 of Pentacles in its shadow side can be like trying to prove yourself to somebody. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay? Because I don't know why. I mean, well, first of all, I just don't think that you should be doing that. But he may try to like take advantage of it or something. What feelings about you is he hiding? The 6 of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Pentacles. Come on. All right, he doesn't want to give it to me. I'm going to take it. Strength reversed. Why the Strength reversed? I'm going to pull an extra one. The 4 of Pentacles. This person may have insecurities around their finances. Okay? Or a fear of like taking a chance, in all honesty, because of their ego or their pride. I think with that Six of Pentacles reversed, I feel like this person feels like they're not enough and they only feel like they have a little bit to give. And I think that fucks with them a little bit, in my opinion. And this person has a fear of not being good enough, or a fear of how they're appearing to you. What's the advice? Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap is what I want to say for the advice. Page of Wands reverse, Ace of Pentacles reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Yeah. You want to ask yourself, is this grounded? Are the words matching up with the effort? Is the effort matching up with the words? Does this meet my standards? Is there true, authentic effort here, or is this just talk? Is this just ego? Okay. Thank you, number 5. Because it's like, I think that person wants to put an effort. Like they want to put an effort, but they're concerned about not being enough. That makes sense. Hi, Mojo. Okay, you guys, hold on. I really gotta pee, okay? Give me just a second. I gotta pee. Let's go ahead and get to the next super chat question. Number 6. Okay. Hmm. What's his intention towards this person? King of Swords. Okay. The Fool. Okay. What does he want with that woman? The Moon. Give me one more. Is he attracted to her? So his intentions are not bad. With the King of Swords, the Fool, and the Eight of Cups reversed, if this is like something that they discussed before, or he's like trying to, you know, he may be trying to revisit some kind of new adventure with her, or an opportunity. He's acting pretty detached about it, or trying to. He's being pretty logical. So with his intentions, I don't really see anything like any funny business. What I thought was interesting is like what he wants with this person. The Moon and the Strength reversed. Or his feelings, or whatever it is. And that King of Wands reverse, it makes me feel like there is an attraction, but he feels like he's not good enough, or she may feed his ego in some way. So there is something that makes him feel less than about her. Like, I don't know if he thinks that she's better than him at like music, or better looking, or a better personality, or just more successful, but it just seems like he's trying to hide some level of insecurity around her. It's almost like he wants maybe her to feel like she has to prove something to him. So I don't know what that's about. It doesn't, like, I do think that there's an attraction. I don't necessarily think he has an intent on acting on it, though. Is she harmless? See her really Judgment reverse with the Three of Pentacles. I don't really see her like being weird. It seems like she's trying to keep something pretty professional. You know? I don't think she's trying to like get too deep or anything like that. But she wants to keep her own space, because I asked, well, what does she want with him? And I got the Hermit, and she wants to keep her own space. She doesn't seem to, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not getting like, I get him being a little bit more attracted to her, or something like that, but he doesn't have an intent on acting on that. It can't just be that she feeds like his ego because she's a big deal. You know what I mean? More of an ego thing. Can I get some advice for number 6? Three of Cups reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. I wouldn't try to like force anything or try to like control the situation necessarily. What I would do is make your presence known. Okay. I would definitely make sure that people know that you're in charge to an extent. People know that your presence is very much there and not going anywhere. You know, definitely don't be like a passenger in this concoction of whatever the fuck this is. Okay. I definitely wouldn't try to create drama. I'm not saying you would do that, but I definitely wouldn't, because it's asking you to like take the higher road about something. All right, then we have number 7. Thank you, number 7. That's so sweet. Let me see. Was this the right decision for her? Mm-hmm. I think so. Because I think that you need to put the long term into perspective, you know, and I get it, like with age gaps, no. You know, they're not anyway. So yeah, I think that you made the right decision. Because it's asking you to focus on like what makes sense long term for you. Who's coming into your life next? Ooh, 10 of Cups. You definitely made the right decision. Ace of Cups reverse. Somebody who is able to hold space for you while also keeping their sense of independence and their self-love. It looks like it might be somebody who has a lot of water in their chart, somebody who's a water sign. What does this other person think of the breakup or how he feels about the breakup? He feels like you're being a bitch. Queen of Swords reverse. He feels like you're being illogical or you just are like ghosting him or you're just like, you know, but he's taking it personally, I think, in my opinion. Advice for my number 7 here. 8 of Wands reverse. Don't try to force anything. Also, I would cut off communication if you genuinely feel like it just can't go anywhere. If you haven't already. Thanks a lot, number 7. All right, we got number 8. Okay, let's see. Is this person remorseful about what they did to number 8? Really? I don't think so. Not really. 2 of Cups and the King of Swords reverse. It's like this person, I think that they have feelings for you, but it's like they're almost gaslighting themselves into their personal narrative that they're attempting to spin on the situation. You know? So it's like maybe somewhat because of that 2 of Cups being there, but at the same time, the King of Swords reverse isn't really going to do anything about it or is going to avoid accountability. What is this person's feelings for number 8? The Wheel of Fortune. And the Queen of Cups. So this person does have very strong feelings for you. I think that this person feels like you have strong feelings as well, but they're kind of putting their hands in the air like this. Well, whatever happens, happens. Even though you made this person feel something very deep, because this person feels like there was a lot of potential here. What is it? I'm going to pull an extra card. What does this person even want? What does this Pisces want with number 8? The Five of Pentacles reversed. And the Temperance. So they do want something with you, but I think that their biggest thing is being able to be honest about their feelings or being honest about what they did. And first, that's going to mean that they have to be honest with themselves. What's number 8's advice? Three of Pentacles reversed. The Five of Wands. You have to ask yourself if this person actually has respect for you. Love is easy. Love can be faked. Respect cannot, in my opinion. Love is just, it's love. It's not necessarily a foundation for something. If you feel like this person does not have respect for you, then you need to buck up against that. You do not have to agree to disagree. You do not have to agree to agree. If you are not on the same page with this person and it really comes down to respect, that's something that you genuinely need to think about. Thank you, number 8. Number 9. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see the romantic potential interest between you and the Capricorn first. The World. I feel like you guys are teaching each other about maturity on some level. Oh, I'm getting that. And the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Why the World? The Ten of Wands. I mean, there's some kind of completion here. Not necessarily bad. The World is a positive, healthy, mature completion of some sort. The Ten of Wands shows me that that's why the world is there. So what does that mean? Well, the Ten of Wands talks about a burden, or it talks about something being a little bit too heavy to carry. And although you can carry it, it doesn't always necessarily mean that you need to. So there may be something that has been burdensome between the two of you. Maybe it's from your perspective, maybe it's from theirs, but it's showing that there's some level of healthy closure around this situation. And there may not be a lot of hope, authenticity, or vulnerability to sustain something in real time. The Eight of Pentacles reverse can sometimes talk about ruining your reputation with someone else. Yeah, maybe that's the case. But I'm getting it more as something isn't really grounded, or there's a level of maybe a lack of investment or even boredom within the connection because something doesn't feel authentic. What are her feelings for him? The High Priestess reverse. Can I get one more? The Three of Swords. She's either hiding that she's hurt about something, or she's assuming that you're going to hurt her. But it's like, she feels like someone's hiding some kind of pain. And I don't know if that's you or her, whether it's about the two of you or not, but somehow that's affecting the connection. why the Star reversed? The Judgment reversed. There was either some kind of misunderstanding, and I don't know if it was spoken out loud or not. But it feels like it never quite healed between the two of you. And I feel like somebody else is assuming something about the other person because there's a lack of vulnerability here. And I don't know if that's on her part or yours. What does she want with number 9? What does she want from number 9? Or want with number 9? The Hangman? The Queen of Cups? So maybe she's not being authentic about her feelings. Because it seems like she's thought about it. She's thought about it with that Hangman and that Queen of Cups there. You know? And I think that she wants some kind of romantic relationship with you. She wants to surrender to that. So what's the problem? 10 of Swords reversed. She's overcoming some kind of betrayal, or she's overcoming some kind of ending in her life that really hurt her, that's getting in the way. There's something that she's going through. I don't know what she's going through, but that 10 of Swords reverse and that 3 of Swords, she's having a really hard time trusting her own emotions, because it seems like she feels as though she got herself into some shit recently or in the past or whatever, and now she like doesn't trust herself to fall for people or to like give to some, I don't know. It's something like that. What's going to happen between these two in the next 6 months? All right, that's too many. What's going to happen between these two in the next 6 months? The 3 of Cups reversed. And the Page of Cups reversed. Cautious of maybe a third party. Okay, just putting that out there with that 3 of Cups reverse, Page of Cups reverse, and the Strength reverse. There's not a whole lot of confidence here, and I feel like there's a lot of emotional, not volatility, but a lot of emotional spillage, I guess you could say, and it feels like it's kind of being repressed. It seems like you guys either have some drama between the two of you, or there's some kind of disconnect, not permanently or anything, but it's because somebody's like sad, or somebody's having a moment, or somebody's reacting impulsively, or something like that. What's the advice for my number 9 in regards to this person? The 7 of Swords, the Sun reversed, and the King of Cups reversed. Don't let your ego get in the way. I'm not saying that that's a problem of yours. Just don't let your ego get in the way because you want something emotionally. Like, don't allow your self-esteem to kind of spill onto her and affect her in a negative light. Use a little bit of strategy, you know. Wait it out, bide your time. I'm not telling you to wait forever and be passive or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, the 7 of Swords is about strategy. It's about caring for not just yourself, but another person. And with the Sun reverse, it's not allowing your ego to get in the way while still being able to remain confident and be yourself. And with that King of Cups reverse, it's not about some like crazy emotional spillage or allowing yourself to be insecure or feeling like you need to say whatever it is that you need to say in order to have a relationship with her. You know, I want to say, like, be authentic. Okay. Thanks, number 9. Number 10. Ooh, okay. 9 of Cups. The Strength reversed. I'm getting a little bit of a wishy-washy energy. Like, this is somebody who looks at you like their wish fulfillment, somebody that makes them feel comfortable and content, but they do have some kind of insecurity. And it can be wrapped around just their insecurities within themselves, their ego, their pride, whatever it is. Because it's like there's this kind of like start and stop energy a little bit. It's like they want to move towards you, but then it's like they may feel like they're either going to force it, or there's some level of impulsivity here and being afraid of rushing something or pushing something in a certain direction. But this person is very content and comfortable around you. It's just that Strength reverse can be like a little impulsive or insecure. I'm going to pull an extra one. Why the Strength reversed? The 5 of Pentacles reversed. It can be around like money, abandonment wounds. Advice? 8 of Swords. Don't get stuck in your head about this. The way that you're going to want to deal with this is slow and methodically and with some level of strategy and maturely. Like, don't sit here and like get in your head and start to get insecure about the situation. And, you know, like, don't, it's telling you not to do that. Thanks a lot, number 10. Number 11. I'm trying to figure out how I like figure out your first scenario here. Is the Aquarius a trustworthy person to number 11? No. And I think there's maybe a third party or some kind of drama going on in the background. I don't think that this person is being honest with you. Can you give me more on that 3 of Cups reversed? The Sun, something about either a Leo. Give me one more. Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Somebody that, or something that he's taking action towards that has to do with either money or something long term. Whatever this 3 of Cups reversed is, the Aquarius is in it for some kind of long haul here. What should number 11, what actions should number 11 take regarding this? to benefit her? The Ace of Wands. What about towards the actual Aquarius? So you need to be very fiery about whatever this is. This is not about like standing around. Hold on. Like if you feel like you've been competing for this person, I would stop, because I feel like this person has the ability to make you forget who the fuck you are. You know, or like make you feel less than or something like this part. Maybe they don't do it intentionally. I don't know. But that Seven of Wands reverse is when we get jealous or we feel like we have to compete or something. But the Seven of Wands reverse is like, I'm not competing anymore. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, it's like remembering who you are and focusing on yourself. So no, I don't think that you're crazy. Is this something that's been going on? Or how long has it been going on, I guess? Six of Cups reverse. This is definitely something from the past. So this has been happening for a while. Maybe even since childhood, maybe. I mean, in an extreme way. But it may be something that this person has rejected or even resented. I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting that. But I don't think this is like a sudden thing. This seems to be like something, but it doesn't feel like with a specific person. It feels like a thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know, like, let's say, this is just an example, okay? That's not what I'm saying about this person. Like, let's say that, you know, someone grows up and they're faking that they're straight their entire life. And, like, really, they've been suppressing that they're actually gay, you know, or something like that, right? It's like something that reminds me of that. Is it a preference? Okay. Death. I feel like this person rather die than admit. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but the fact that the death card came out is pretty extreme. How does this person feel about whatever preference this is that they're holding? Like, what is their feelings about that? The Devil reversed. They hide it. They feel like they have to hide it because they, like, sometimes the Devil reverse can be like detached. Oh, I'm detached from this. I don't. But sometimes the Devil reverse can represent certain shadow parts of it. You know, this can be like somebody who's into BDSM or something like that, and they try to hide it from everybody. It's like where we try to hide the dark parts of ourselves because we're embarrassed or ashamed. How does this person feel for number 11? What are their feelings for number 11? The Nine of Wands reversed. The Chariot. It's like they want to move forward with you, but with that Justice reverse, it's like it's almost as if they want their cake and eat it too, or something like that. Like they're worried about kind of like me is kind of the vibe. What's number 11's advice for this? Well, I guess we already pulled that for you, didn't we? The Empress. Yeah, you need to remember who you are and your worth. Okay, because that seems to be a theme for you that it keeps saying. Like for the Queen of Wands to come out, the Empress to come out for your advice. Yeah, those are like bad bitches. You know what I mean? They're not gonna chase anybody down for a day old wiener or whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks, number 11. I hope it works out. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. I need to do my little eyeliner thing. What's up, chicken? Chicken, I wouldn't flip your shit now. You know. That's the thing is when you allow somebody to get you to that place, you become no longer in control of your own emotions. You become a puppet of their own doing. And that's never a place that you want to be. I would move accordingly and with strategy. Yeah, regroup, baby. You know what I'm saying? Regroup. 1 second. Oh my God, chicken, I hope you're okay. Oh my God, love is literally the worst. I think like one of my biggest turnoffs with talking to someone is when they get too sexual too fast. Especially if they haven't like made me feel safe or they haven't done anything for me. I'm just like, you're being gross. Like that is like such a freaking pet peeve of mine. Lust is cheap, baby. Lust is cheap. You can find it anywhere for free. It's just there's something about that. It has like there's no decorum. Let's lead by example. I'm sorry, have I given you the impression that I'm doing otherwise? I mean, I've definitely had my moments. But I think that as the man, if you have given that impression or alluded to that, you should let the woman uh bring that up. You know what I'm saying? For obvious reasons, in my opinion. What's up, Nicole? I've definitely had my moments. Like, let's not get it twisted, you know. But when a guy like when he there's no depth there and he just like tries to get right in, please, sir, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't like that. It is like there's something that's just such a turnoff about it. Because you feel like they're making an assumption about you that is not. Ugh, I don't. I need to have the depth before that kind of depth. There has to be something else here. God, I just sometimes the bangs are just definitely an ick moment. I'm like, and it really sucks because when you like someone and they do that, you're like, oh, you blew it. You blew it, you fucking idiot. You blew it, you blew it. I wasn't saying it like that. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I get attacked a lot by men online, and so I'm always assuming that someone has it out for me. Not your fault. Blew it in the worst way possible. Absolutely. And it's so funny because I'm such a sexual person. I am such a sexual person. But this is not a I just met you, throw me on the bed and fuck my brains out. No. You are sorely mistaken. And I also think that, and sometimes rightfully so, I think that people get the wrong impression of me because of sometimes of how I present myself or how I look, or you know, and I understand that, but I really feel like people overestimate their place in my life and underestimate my intention. And it's like, oh, well, you know, if you post a picture like that, that does not give you the excuse to be gross. That does not justify your behavior. I don't care. I don't care. Although I have given into it before. Like, I have to really fucking like you. Like, I have to. I I mean, I am about as subtle as a fucking axe. I'm as subtle as a hammer, baby. You know, I am very obvious. There will be no question if I like someone. Okay? There will be you will never have to guess with me. You will never be like, "Oh, well, does she?" Nope. If I like you, you will fucking know. You will probably try to run it first because it can feel like you're being suffocated. It can feel like you're in a gas chamber, but like a sexy one, whatever that looks like. Right. Come on, guys. Be better. Thanks, Seamus. I appreciate that. I'm going to read them in just a second. When I text, it comes late and it doesn't match what is currently being addressed. What do you mean by that? I'm going to keep dreaming. You must strike some nerves to be attacked. Baby, you don't even know. A, a one the 1/100th of it. No idea. Uh, until you fuck it up with a stupid comment. Until you fuck it up with a stupid comment. I'm like, God damn, you know, I really liked you. You're officially a moron. Officially a moron. All right, let's see here. All right, number 12. All right, let's see. Do they come back together? Number 12 and the X. Lovers reverse. You guys have some fundamental differences or a lot of communication issues, I think. I think there also may be some guilt between the two of you. You know, King of Swords reverse. What's that? Seven of Swords reverse. Jesus. Oof. My goodness gracious. I'm not really seeing it, if I'm going to be honest. Like, at the very least, number 12, I feel like there may be some kind of confession around the past that may have felt very draining at one point or another. And it feels like somebody here has a lot of regrets or has a lot of sadness towards the connection, but I don't really see it coming together. What's that? Lovers reversed? The Moon reversed. There was maybe some kind of confession or there was some kind of truth that was exposed. Maybe around third parties, maybe around just simple disconnects or why someone wasn't really feeling it, or around some level of miscommunication. I also feel like there's somebody here who's kind of playing the blame game. Maybe it's the both of you, but I'm not really seeing like a coming together. If anything, there's a lack of communication and a lack of connection due to a lot of projected fears and some kind of past issues between the two of you. Unfortunately. Does she want this connection to blossom with number 12? Three of Cups reverse. I feel like there might be a third party, maybe? I'm going to clarify that just to be sure. She thinks about you a lot. Why the Three of Cups reversed? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, it might not be a third party. It looks to me like she's kind of separating herself because she feels like there are a lot of communication issues and a lot of misunderstandings. Like, emotionally, sometimes you guys just don't get each other. And while she feels like this was a very faded connection and it taught her a lot, she's kind of retreating, even though she thinks about you a lot. There's a lot of nostalgia here, but she's lost her patience because she feels like things didn't work out in the way that she wanted them to. And so she's kind of frustrated. Although it's like no love lost is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Advice for number 12. Four of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Five of Wands. I mean, I feel like you need some peace, okay? And I'm not talking about like, you may be like, oh, my life is really chill. No, I mean like inner peace. Because I feel like you may not have a lot of inner peace, but there are some things that you're needing to do behind the scenes. And I don't know if it's meditation. I don't know if it's therapy. I don't know if it's just some kind of shadow work or whatever the case may be. But it's saying like something needs to happen where you come out of your comfort zone. You come out of your comfort zone in regards to, I don't know, healing, love, something of that nature. Yeah, it's asking you to overcome and evolve. Because it's also saying like you're at a point now, you're at a crossroads where you need to either shit or get off the pot. And your evolution, like what you decide to do with this ending, is going to dictate what happens next. So like, this is just an example, right? Like, someone has a breakup or a divorce and then they decide, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to get shit faced and I'm going to sleep with a bunch of people. Well, that's definitely going to change some kind of trajectory for you, right? Like that's going to dictate how your life goes from there on out. Or it's like somebody who is like, okay, time for me to fucking lock in, you know, time to go to the gym, time to do the work, you know, or whatever. Okay. I'm not saying you're doing that other thing. Okay. That was just an example. So it's like basically the way that you've healed before or the way that you've dealt with these situations before, it needs to be different. You need to do something different. Thanks a lot, number 12. Okay. Number 13. Let's see. Last shuffle. Okay. Six of Swords reversed. Oh, too many. Right, whatever. The Tower wanted to come out twice, so I'm just going to take it. What's the Tower? Something that you've been resisting for a while. What's the Six of Swords reversed? The Knight of Swords reversed. Some kind of conversation or like some kind of trigger, some kind of information, some kind of conversation that you've been resisting or constantly revisiting. It's going to force you to change something. It's going to force you to kind of disrupt the status quo a little bit. Especially if you feel like you've been constantly fighting for something. It kind of feels like you're being forced to like back down from a situation. Because there's some kind of movement forward that you may have been resisting a little bit or constantly revisiting problems in your mind that have caused you to maybe overthink a little bit or really get in your head, which is like normal. Like, I don't think it's a huge deal. But that Tower, how is that Tower affecting her? How does she feel about that? The Page of Swords. Okay, that's good. So you may stop fighting for something. You may be like, okay, well, that's done. Just because it kind of feels like it's being taken out of your hands and you're like, oh God, I'm so ready for the new with that Page of Swords there. Because after that, it's like giving you some kind of insight or revelation. And I'm kind of wondering if this has something to do with that new moon happening in your first house. Because this is Gemini. And I know you're a Gemini rising. And like after that, with that Queen of Wands, it seems like you have a better grip on yourself and your sense of confidence, even though like that Strength reverse may make you kind of feel like a little maybe down or like even having a hard time holding back on something because you feel like something has disrupted your peace or something like that. But that with that Queen of Wands where you end, I mean, I'm not really too concerned. It feels like it's something that really needed to happen or needs to happen. Okay. What's her advice just for this month? The Hierophant. The Chariot. A relationship may kind of take a turn a little bit. You may start to feel like a greater level of commitment between you and another person. Like something is kind of moving forward. It can also be saying that there's something that you're needing to learn in order to progress in something. Okay, so for instance, you want to be an astrologer. Okay. it's time to get that course, right? It's time to move forward with that through the pursuit of education, or maybe needing to speak to a mentor or a teacher, a guru or a guide or something like that in order to propel you forward with something. And it's telling you to have the courage to move forward with whatever this is. Where are we going? The King of Swords could be anything regarding like some kind of social media content. It can be regarding maybe a lawyer, somebody's advice. Seems like you're trying to figure something out here. That Lovers is at the bottom of the deck, so it can certainly represent a very big choice that you're needing to make, or maybe even in regards to a relationship. Alrighty. Thanks, number 13. All right, number 14. Let's see. Oh, man. What's happening here? What did I do? I didn't just mess that up, did I? Okay. Um, all right, number 14. Great. Overcoming your past. I think that you still, with that Five of Wands, I think that you still have a lot of internal conflict, either around some kind of indecision or bad decision, or something that you're having a hard time reconciling with or really understanding. And it kind of feels like you need to take a look at the past and understand it to a better degree, so that way you can make better decisions moving forward, because there's a real chance at strong, because I'm getting Pluto retrograde in my mind. I feel like you need to take a look to see where Pluto is retrograding in your chart, because I feel like that's what this is about. So for instance, if you have Pluto making a retrograde in your seventh house, this can be taking accountability for how you got to where you are or were in relationship matters or something like that. So even if it's like you didn't do something bad to someone else, saying like, okay, I know that I saw those red flags going into it and I ignored them, or whatever it is. So just take a look where you have Pluto making a retrograde, because I feel like that's the center, or that's the point of it. Four of Cups reversed. The High Priestess. Yeah, you need to listen to your intuition about relationships, whether it's familial, platonic, or romantic. Um, when you feel that something is wrong, you are usually right. And I'm kind of getting like, I don't know how many times you have to prove that to yourself. Like you don't, if you feel something is off, something is probably off, and you don't have to continue a connection just because it hasn't proven it to you in real time. I also think that you have a lot of potential currently that you may not be fully exploring to the best of your ability, especially when it comes to like work or starting a business or some kind of effort that maybe you could put into your routine or your day to day or something that you're even attempting to master. And also, I want to say, like, if you know that something does not fit, stop trying to make it fit. Don't try to make it fit anymore. Yeah, I told you. You have, I clarified the high priestess. You have a lot of potential that you need to explore. And I'm not telling you to never focus on like relational matters, but right now, no. I feel like there's something that you're needing to learn or developing your spiritual practices like meditation or learning about the occult mysteries or like or just your overall like purpose. Cuz you have a lot to be grateful for. And I'm not saying that you don't see that, okay? But it's asking you to see it more. You know what I mean? So let's see something unexpected that's coming around the corner here. You may get some help from somebody that you didn't expect regarding some kind of old problem. It can be something emotional, okay? Or it can be something that your heart is really set on. And you may be like, oh damn, like I didn't expect that this was gonna come back around, or I didn't expect this to show up again. But it can in the moment kind of feel like a bit of a pain in the ass or feel a little bit unnerving. I don't know why I'm getting that. Your advice, the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Three of Pentacles. I want you to focus on respect rather than love this month if that's something that you are interested in. Like if you are interested in love, I would focus on respect. If you're into some kind of collaboration, working with other people, I would go ahead and take the initiative on that. Like if you're trying to get to know new people, if you're trying to seek out advice, like take the initiative. Don't just stand around because you're not feeling yourself or you're not feeling confident in the moment. Doing the things that are kind of unnerving or that make you feel insecure and pushing through them is going to naturally build that confidence. Thanks, number 14. All right, let's see. Whatever comes out, best advice from spirit. All right, let's see it. Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords reversed, and the Hierophant reversed. I feel like you're disappointed a little bit, maybe with someone specifically. You may have found that somebody didn't commit to you like you wanted them to, or you may feel like you and somebody else just have fundamental differences that are far too great to actually make something work. It's asking you to kind of break free from that. You may be focusing a lot on the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, or how things should have gone in a situation, maybe even focusing on somebody that you rejected or somebody that rejected you. Doesn't have to be about love. And it's kind of asking you to turn that around and understand that you have an entire world around you that is waiting to be explored. New people to meet, new things to learn, new things to do. So much talent and beauty and gifts and skills or whatever it is to work with in order to turn something around that may have felt like a loss or may have felt shitty to you. because I feel like there's a part of you that holds back a lot because you are still holding on to like a past pain. And I feel like you need to figure out how to kind of let that go. And sometimes it just means by putting it down and picking it up later if you need to, you know? I don't know why I'm getting that. Like break the mode a little, or the mold a little bit. Knight of Wands reversed for your advice as well. The Strength card. I think that you have a lot of passion for something, or maybe just a passion for life, a passion for whatever. But I don't think that you're using it to the best of your ability. I think that there's a lot of energy that you have that's, you know, maybe unintentionally a little bit scattered all over the place. And it's asking you to kind of center yourself and hone in to those things. Because you have a lot of passion or a lot of talent or something like that. And it's like you got to put it somewhere. Also, I'm getting something about not being spread too thin. Like not spreading yourself too thin, whether it's in regards to projects or something else. Advice. Yeah, there's something about you having a lot of like talents, gifts, skills, abilities, things that you're wanting to manifest. And it's saying like nobody's going to make you do it, and nobody's going to pull you out of bed in the morning to force you to write your book or force you to paint the painting or force you to whatever. Like you literally have everything that you need to create the reality you want. You just have to figure out what's worth fighting for. Thanks, number 15. All right, number 16. What is happening in your love life for the rest of the month? The Devil reversed. The Six of Pentacles. Okay. What's her energy towards love this month? Okay, so you're open. You seem to be open. Yep. You're open. I would just be cautious of repeating cycles because you have the Ace of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So it's like you're open. You're ready to kind of mingle a little bit. I think that you want to. I think that you're excited and excitable. I think that you want to be vulnerable. I think that you understand you also have a lot to give. And while I think you have a lot to give emotionally, at the same time, you're trying to keep it a little bit lighthearted because you may be afraid of attempting to repeat a cycle or force something. Okay, so like if you're single and you're looking, and it may be that somebody shows up. This can be somebody who used to have a lot of fears, addictions, like a negative mindset or whatever. But it seems like this person has empowered themselves. They also have a lot to give. They may spend some money on you, give a gift. If you're already involved, then again, I think that you're open. I think that you're willing to explore new heights with this person, maybe. The only thing is that Wheel of Fortune reverse, you may have a hard time trying to like avoid controlling the outcome, like wanting to control how things go. I would maybe let go of that a little bit. And if you are involved again, I feel like this is somebody who's giving a lot to you. Or it's like an equal give and take is what I'll say. What's the advice? The Hangman reverse. The Justice. If you want love, don't just sit around. You know what I mean? Don't sit around on your couch. If you want love, like get out of your house or, you know, go out on a couple of dates or something like that. But don't sit around and stay stuck. And I also want you to make sure that when you are involved with someone or you do get involved with someone, that you're making sure it's reciprocal. Okay, making logical decisions, not allowing yourself to get in the throes of love. You know what I'm saying? Or get engrossed in that. All righty. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I love you. I hope that you have a great day. Lori, thank you so much for all of your hard work. And I hope yeah, I just hope you guys have a good day. And thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I got to go pick up my daughter now and take her to the dance. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.